Ever wondered why society puts so much emphasis on virginity? It's a question that's likely crossed your mind at some point. We live in a world where virginity is often seen as a badge of honor, a holy grail of sorts, and losing it is considered a rite of passage. But why is this the case? The societal pressure surrounding virginity is intense. It's like a weight on the shoulders of many young adults, causing unnecessary stress and anxiety. The mere thought of losing it can stir up a whirlwind of emotions: fear, excitement, anxiety, and even shame. It's a strange paradox, isn't it? We're told to preserve our virginity, yet also encouraged to lose it. It's a narrative so deeply ingrained in our society that it's hard to question it, let alone challenge it. But isn't it about time we did? But where does this concept of virginity even come from? To understand the societal pressure, we need to delve into history. Our journey back in time reveals that virginity, particularly female virginity, has been a potent symbol across different cultures and eras. It was not merely a personal matter, rather it was deeply entwined with societal norms and expectations. In many societies, virginity was tied to honor and purity. A woman's virginity was seen as a reflection of her family's moral standing. This notion was so ingrained that its loss could lead to severe societal repercussions, often resulting in shame, ostracization, and even violence. Many ancient cultures, from the Romans to the Chinese, placed a high premium on virginity. It was not uncommon for a woman's worth to be measured by her virginity, which was often symbolized by physical signs such as an intact hymen. This, however, is a flawed concept, as the state of the hymen is not a definitive indicator of virginity. Virginity was also tied to property rights and marriage transactions. In many patriarchal societies, the bride was seen as a property to be handed over from the father to the husband. The bride's virginity was seen as a guarantee of her purity and fidelity, thus ensuring the legitimacy of the lineage. It was almost like a seal of authenticity, a quality check of sorts that added value to the transaction. Furthermore, the concept of virginity was often used as a tool of control, particularly over women's bodies and sexuality. The societal expectation for women to remain virgins until marriage served as a means of regulating their behavior, limiting their freedom, and defining their worth. As we step out of the time machine and look back, we see a landscape dotted with patriarchal norms and gender inequalities, with virginity at the center stage. It's a stark reminder of how societal norms and perceptions can shape individual experiences and identities. Yet, as societies evolved, so did the perceptions around virginity. From being a marker of honor and purity, virginity is now increasingly seen as a personal choice, a sign of individual agency and empowerment. This shift, albeit slow and uneven, marks a significant departure from historical norms. Fast forward to the 21st century, and the narrative around virginity has shifted considerably. In stark contrast to previous eras, where virginity was often seen as a societal expectation or a measure of morality, the modern view of virginity is far more nuanced and individualistic. Today, virginity is increasingly viewed as a personal choice, a private matter that's entirely up to the individual. It's not about being pure or untouched. It's about deciding when you are ready to engage in sexual activity, and with whom. This represents a significant departure from the past, where the value and worth of an individual, particularly women, were often tied to their virginity. The media and popular culture have played a significant role in shaping these perceptions. Movies, TV shows, music, and social media platforms now depict a broad spectrum of experiences and attitudes towards virginity. From shows that tackle the awkwardness and anxiety of first times, to songs that celebrate sexual liberation and autonomy, the narrative is no longer one size fits all. Furthermore, the rise of comprehensive sex education has also contributed to the shift. Young people are now more informed about their bodies, their rights, and the importance of consent. They're taught that it's okay to wait, to say no, to be curious, and to seek information. This education has helped to dismantle harmful stigmas and misconceptions around virginity. However, it's important to note that while we've come a long way, we still have much ground to cover. In many cultures and societies, virginity still holds a significant place, and the pressure to conform to traditional expectations can be immense. So, where does this leave us? Well, it's clear that the concept of virginity is evolving. It's less about societal norms and expectations, and more about personal values and choices. It's about understanding and respecting our own boundaries, and those of others. It's about making informed decisions that feel right for us as individuals. The concept of virginity, in essence, is more about personal values than societal norms. Despite the shift in perception, the societal pressure around virginity persists. This age-old concept, steeped in tradition and societal expectations, continues to exert its influence, particularly on young adults. The pressure to conform to these expectations can be overwhelming, often leading to a complex web of emotions and psychological effects. Imagine the world as a stage. Every individual performs their part, and there's a script that everyone seems to follow. This script, shaped by societal norms, is often rigid and unforgiving. When it comes to virginity, the script becomes even more rigid, leaving little room for personal interpretation or deviation. For young adults, this script can feel like a heavy burden. They may feel compelled to lose their virginity, not out of personal desire or readiness, but because it's what the script demands. This pressure can lead to feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and even anxiety. It's like an invisible race against time, where the finish line is an arbitrary milestone set by society. This race, however, comes at a cost. The relentless pursuit to conform can lead to negative psychological effects. Low self-esteem, anxiety, and even depression can manifest when individuals feel they are falling short of societal expectations. And these aren't just fleeting feelings. They can have long-lasting impacts on mental health. Many young adults grapple with these pressures, often in silence. They might feel isolated, believing they're the only ones struggling with these expectations. But the reality is, there are many who share the same feelings, the same fears, and the same doubts. We must remember that everyone's journey is unique. There's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to personal experiences and decisions, especially those as intimate as virginity. It's crucial that we foster a society where individuals feel safe to share their experiences, question norms, and ultimately make decisions that are right for them. The pressure to conform can be daunting, but it's not insurmountable. It starts with challenging the status quo, sparking conversations, and fostering understanding. It's about creating a society that values individuality over conformity, authenticity over pretense, and personal well-being over societal expectations. It's high time we question these outdated norms. Here's the truth: nobody truly cares that you are a virgin. It may seem like a bold statement, but let's take a moment to unpack this. Often we carry the weight of societal expectations, the burden of fitting into a mold that we did not create. One such mold is the concept of virginity. Many people feel pressured to lose their virginity, believing it to be a rite of passage into adulthood. But let's pause and ask ourselves, who exactly is concerned about our virginity? Is it our friends, our family, or is it just us, wrestling with our own insecurities and fears? You see, most people are far too engrossed in their own lives to worry about the intimate details of others. They're preoccupied with their own struggles, dreams, and day-to-day routines. The time they spend pondering over your virginity is likely minimal, if it even exists at all. Virginity, or the lack thereof, is a personal matter. It's a decision that should be made based on your own values, beliefs, and readiness, not on societal pressures or expectations. It's about your relationship with your body, your comfort, and your consent. It's about making choices that align with who you are and what you stand for. Contrary to what society might make you believe, your virginity, or lack thereof, does not define your worth. It doesn't make you more or less desirable, more or less mature, or more or less human. It is simply a facet of your personal life, one of many aspects that make up who you are. So let's stop giving undue importance to it. Let's stop letting it dictate our self-esteem and our relationships. Let's focus on building a sense of self that is built on our strengths, our kindness, our intelligence, and our passion. Remember, your worth is not defined by your virginity. It's defined by you.